Hello again. My name is Calico, like the cat. Um, and this video might be really, really long. I'm already scared now that I'm starting to record this. Um, this is probably one of my biggest projects on this Minecraft world. This is the same one from uh, my other two tours or whatever that I already did. Um, I don't even know where to begin. I do all of these unscripted. I'm just trying to practice commentary and like talking. And so this is like my training for that, I guess. I'll start with a little bit of an explanation of where this is. This is the same Minecraft world, like I said already. This is, that way is back towards everything that I've already shown. Um, that's just an outline, some miscellaneous projects and stuff. That is another build I'll get to for another day. But this is where we want to make a city, like a city build, for this server. And we've wanted to do this for years, and we still haven't. There's two buildings in the city right now. Still working on it. Um, and so this is omegamart. Um, I don't know if anybody watching this would know, but omegamart is a real installation. It's like an art. Um, it's basically like a big interactive art museum that you can walk through. And it's like really cool, and I've loved it. I think it's so cool. I'm obsessed with it. I've watched as many videos as I can of it. I love omegamart as a concept. And so I forever ago, like back when we first started the server in like 2021, I made a shitty little blue box and it also had the omegamart logo on it, and it was unfinished. I never finished it, but I just did the store and it looked terrible because I didn't know how to build back then. And I mean, I'm not saying that like I'm a fantastic builder, but I've definitely improved. Um, and so this is my recent recreation. I finished this in like July, which is unfortunate because having the shelf block while building this would have been extremely helpful. So you'll notice a lack of shelves here, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is my biggest project probably on this server. I'm obsessed with it. And also, if you are the one person on this server who has yet to see Omega Mart, click off this video now because there will be spoilers. I'm going to try and get through the whole thing, but there's a lot that I want to talk about. So I might have to do two parts. I don't know. It just depends. Because my last video was like close to an hour and it took forever to download to post, and it was agonizing. Um, and also, I don't edit these, and so I worry that there will be something like I'll be like 3 hours in, and I'll realize like I haven't started recording. So we'll see how it goes. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this takes us. Um, I don't know where to start. So okay, well, I guess more exposition. Omega Mart is my own thing, really. It's inspired by the real place. It's named after the real place. But all of it, the interior, minus like the layout of this grocery store, is all mine. I did it. It's all me. It's yeah, like it's inspired by the real thing, but the story that I have going on in here is very much more so my own original creation. Um, and also, it's a game. This is a like adventure map kind of thing. This whole building. I'm really proud of it. There's 5 different endings. It tells a pretty cohesive story, I like to think. And I'm a big fan. I like it a lot. It is it when I had my friend go through it for the first time, it took them maybe like 3.5 hours. So again, that's another reason why I'm a little worried. Um, so I am a big fan of FNAF, Secret of the Mimic. It's the game that came out this year. I think it's fantastic. Um, and so this build is very much inspired by Secret of the Mimic. Um, you basically progress by unlocking different keys that take you to different places, and that's what I'm doing now, so I can go into survival mode for like the authentic experience. Because obviously, you know, once you place something in survival, it's not like you can just keep placing it in creative. So I'm gonna do this for now. Um, wow, that's a lot of phantom noises. let's hope that dies down a little bit. Okay. So, walking into omegamart, there are a ton of references everywhere. Very happy with everything. I'll just do a brief, like, little walk around. You have the pharmacy. It's cute. I did particle effects and invisible armor stands to make certain parts of the produce aisle work, and also set block commands for the carrots and the potatoes. Um, Happles, which is a real omegamart product from the Meow Wolf thing. What little wet floor sign. This is the little shitty garden area. I'm not a big fan of this. I'm not good with like custom trees and stuff. Just more miscellaneous aisles. And then the star of the show in the middle, Mr. Omega. Um, he's one of my favorite characters on. So the server's called Hot People, if you're unaware. Um, and Mr. Omega is really fun. He's a real character from the Omega Mart installation too, but I kind of made him into like my own OC in a way. And I like him a lot. He's really silly. Uh, he's like a robot. He has lore. We'll get into that later. And then back here, there's the frozen goods section. And then this way, just more aisles and stuff. And then also, one thing I should note is, so each color represents one of my friends that plays this, and I won't talk about them very much. But basically also another thing for like the players or whatever, which is funny because, you know, there's only 3 people on the server other than me. There's 21 collectibles to find in omegamart as well, just like Secret of the Mimic. And I'm a big fan of that. The collectibles, once you get them all, you get like a secret ending as well, which I think is fun. So yeah, this is just all sorts of... These banners are all references to things that are like important to me. Just the colors are. And then this side specifically is the lore side. I'll talk about these colors later. And so, yeah, more invisible armor stands to make the butcher have like meat in it and stuff, and then back that way. And then I'll get into the start of the game now. Oh, and these little checkout aisles, I'm so proud of these. I like the way that these look a lot. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just... You don't come back to the main store area very often. It's all of the offices and the secret facilities upstairs and stuff that are the more important things. Oh, and I'll show the, we'll come back down here later, but the bathrooms. There's the men's bathroom, and then there's the women's bathroom. omegamart is not inclusive, unfortunately. Which is ironic, because... I don't know why I said that's ironic, it's just funny. Okay, we're gonna go this way now. Sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to think of things to say. Oh, in my last video, when I went into the imposter syndrome minigame theater thing, that said the Hotties award show or whatever, this is one of the awards for Mr. Omega. He was unrevealed at the time of the award show, and he won most anticipated, so that's what this yellow candle is for. And so to start the game, we go into the welcome show. Oh, why is it so bright in here? It's odd. It's supposed to be a lot darker, but anyways. Oh, that kind of sucks. Whatever. Anyways. This is supposed to be pitch black, you can't see anything, and the button is the only thing in the room that you can see. That's upsetting. Anyways. Oh, it's very laggy. We're off to a bad start. That was extremely painful. Oh my lord. The lag is just so bad right now. I don't understand why. That hurt so bad. Um, Anyways, that's supposed to be a reference to something from Secret of the Mimic. I won't spoil that game since it's still like kind of new. Um, but if you get it, you get it. Uh, wow, that hurt real bad. That was terrible. I'm so sorry. He's supposed to move. The background screen is supposed to go by faster. The music is so slow. That hurt really bad. I guess it's in character. Um, I'm so sorry. Moving on. Once that's ended, you're supposed to see this light up, this area, and it'll direct you this way. Um, and then we get into there's a lot of lore books in omegamart. I'm not sure if I want to get into them. You can pause to read, I guess. I'll do a little recap later. Um, Anyways, so once you come in here, you find your first omegamart key. And then also you get the key ring, which just organizes all of these. I'm just going to be using buttons, so that way I don't take away from the person who hasn't played it yet. Because I'm still just, showcasing it. So we're just going to take this key for now. This is I already forgot, the tourist pass. So then once you have the tourist pass, you can go this way. So each button, it'll also say like, this can be placed on this terracotta thing. So these buttons will open all sorts of different doors throughout the whole building. So then once you have this, you can access the Omega Museum. There we go. So, here you can pause to read, I guess. I'll open each of the books for if you're curious, but I'm not going to read through them. Basically, this book just tells you that there's another key up here for you to be able to access. So the omegamart Museum was a exhibit there was one owner of omegamart, and then he stepped back, we'll put it that way, and then the new guy took over. The new guy wanted to be a lot more private as a company, and so the omegamart Museum was originally open to the public to be able to walk through and experience, and he took it away. And so that's why it's all shitty up here. All of these books just say the pages have been ripped out or whatever. And so yeah, he just leaves all of the garbage up here now because he doesn't let people come up to the museum anymore. And then once we go through all of that, you find the next key. This key is just to like introduce you to how they work, but this key is the one that actually gets things really started. So this is the employee badge. So then once we do that, we can go down to the art department. The art department is also, all of this is nothing to, we've reached the territory where nothing has to do with the actual omegamart and everything's my own creation. Anyways, the omegamart art department is the main reason why people come to omegamart. There's a lot of like really nice paintings up here and things that people like to come see. It's a very big, fun tourist attraction. And so the current owner of omegamart really wants to get rid of it, but he can't because people like it up here. But he did get rid of the museum. And then there's these 6 colors coming back again. Wow, I wonder what that can mean. Okay. Now, we take basically this is like a let's play, except I already know everything that I'm doing because I made it. Which might be a hard watch, I don't know. I'm more so making this video just like a document of things that I've made. I think it's fun. I only upload videos on this channel for myself anyways. I'm not really expecting an audience, but if I do garner one, that's good too. So you have your first choice over here. We go through the butcher department, back to the employees only area. Signs where it says staff only also markate where certain buttons you can use, just as like a helpful tip if you're like lost. And so over here we have the meat locker. I like this room. That's fun to make. This is an example of like one of the collectibles that you can find. So there's a piece of tattoo chicken. A lot of the collectibles are real references to products from the actual omegamart. Just as like a fun nod, I guess. But then there's more lore books and stuff. A lot of the lore books earlier on are just like employee complaints, and then the director being like, stop complaining. Oh, all of these doors were painful as well to make because of the individual commands I had to use to make them work. Now we're gonna go this way into the back employee storage room. You can come back here behind the refrigerators. There's another collectible in here. And then there's supposed to be a door here as well, but I got lazy, so because the commands are really hard to do. Oh, okay, perfect. Great opportunity to talk about something else. Iono. Iono Tech is the sort of rival but also companion company to omegamart. Iono Tech is like electronics and furniture and appliances and stuff, while omegamart is like groceries and also somewhat furniture. We'll get to that later. And then we can go up the elevator again to the employee break room. Here we go. So this whole thing was very much, again, inspired by Secret of the Mimic, to where, like, areas that you can go to and access connect to, like, areas that you can only get to later on once you've, like, leveled up enough. And I found that so fun to make this map, like, I say map, just this build as, like, something that, like, interconnects with each other a lot. There's, like, a lot of, like, little passageways that you can only access that take you back to other areas, and I think it's really fun. Also, I made this about a month after Deltarune came out, so all of the water coolers, when you press them, they say bubble. I think it's funny. More collectibles and stuff, and then Mr. Omega says, remember your place. All of these equate to different buttons that you can get later on. And then this is the first scary section, or whatever. I'm not going to read this, but you can read that if you would like. This is the ventilation access. This is where we are going to run into our first enemy, or whatever. I actually have been meaning to fix this. I don't think it's possible to get through these vents. We're gonna try. There are actual, like, jump scares and enemies that you can come across. I think it's kind of fun. I'm gonna try and avoid him, but it's probably not gonna go very well. It's the chicken. That's what we're afraid of. This just drops you back down to the trash area. Oh god, I can hear it. Not moving. Oh, it's moving. I got an egg. Okay, we're gonna go. Go, go, go. Okay. We did it. Okay. That wasn't so bad. That was Chestnut the chicken. He's an animatronic. Canonically on the server, animals and, like, mobs and stuff are, like, what I consider NPCs, and they have dialogue and they can talk. But in Omega Mart, most of them are robots. But all of the, like, I don't want to say human, but all of, like, the actual, like, people characters are also mobs. I'll talk about it later. Basically, this whole thing is just a culmination of me saying I'll get to things later and then not getting to it later. I really like this area, though. I think it's fun being able to walk above the store. Okay. This is like the catwalks from Monty Golf. Hate the cave noises, but I also think it's kind of fun because there's an elevator here. Okay, and then you get the next key, which is the maintenance pass, which you can access, like, utility tunnels and stuff now. I'm just gonna throw this egg. Please don't spawn a chicken. Thank God. And then also, when you come this way, you can be above the welcome show again. I think that's fun too. I just like that everything connects with each other. I think it's fun. And then okay. The barnyard, we'll talk about this as well. I also pause to read. The barnyard, the reason why there's 4 empty spots down there with the little pedestals is because there were animatronics here that, because of, like, a licensing agreement, they had to get rid of them. And so what did they do with the animatronics? They just shoved them in the basement, but they never turned off the power, so then they went rogue. There's no souls or anything stuffed inside of them. They're just robots. And then once you get the maintenance pass, it doesn't really matter where you go. Okay. Now we're back on the first floor. Now we're going to use the maintenance pass Actually, it's been a while since I've been in here. Okay, so this is the biggest room in Omega Mart, and there's absolutely zero purpose as to going in here. There's nothing in this room, but I am still so proud of it. This is the little garage loading dock warehouse thing. There's a lot of pallets and stuff. These lead directly to the outside. One of them even would open at one point, but I got rid of it because there was no reason to have it do that. Um, but yeah, this room I'm very proud of. It's very detailed, and there's no point to coming in here. There's a single lore book. Um, wow, this is the only one that's kind of relevant. I'm pretty sure they're recycled from the electronics facility that used to be underground. I wonder what that's about. Okay, there's a lot of references in here too. I use colors as references to a lot of things. Usually two colors being next to each other is like a reference to something all the time. It's like how, I don't know. I can't think of a good example. Oh, there we go. Sorry, the lag is bad, so sometimes it can be kind of slow. I'm trying to remember where every room is so I don't forget to show something. Now we're gonna go into the janitor's closet. Ooh, spoilers. This is another just little fun room. I just have like a lot of these, you know, it's like in Security Breach how you can walk around like basically anywhere and there's just like a trillion little small rooms with like a collectible or like a message in them, and I think it's so fun. Like, I love exploring. My favorite types of games are where you can just explore a big like building. I don't care for open world games. I care for big building games. Like Still Wakes the Deep. I love just walking around that oil rig. Security Breach. I love just, walking around the Pizzaplex. I think big locations are so fun. Um, and so here's another book. Uh, this one's also kind of relevant. Uh, you heard a scream coming from behind the door. This door. We'll get to that. Once you get the maintenance key, the next place that you have to go is up here, back to the art department, if you remember. And then you can go into the stairwell. This was a very last-minute addition to Omega Mart. This stairwell was something I had a lot of dead space just over in this corner, and I didn't know what to put here, so I put a staircase. And so once you go up, you realize that you can't, so you have to drop all the way down, which I'm going to do and hopefully not die. I gave myself regeneration and saturation before coming in here, so I didn't die on accident. And then once you do that, you come in here. This is the mansion. Ooh, spooky. There's a lore book explaining why this is looks like a house. Howard is the name of the first director of Omega Mart, not the second one. The second one's more important, but Howard is also important. Howard made this part of Omega Mart to resemble his real mansion, so it would feel more at home when his employees would come to work. Howard is also a little bit of a scary guy, we'll put it that way. And then we can use our employee pass to get into the pharmacy. And then the pharmacy gives us our next key, which is the security badge. Okay. See, I just love how all these areas connect with each other. I'm so proud. Doing the outline for this building was a nightmare, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. It was one of my favorite projects I've worked on. Okay. Now that we have the security pass, we can go pretty much anywhere. Once you get... This badge doesn't do much, but this one and this one basically open every door. This one is just to open like offices and stuff and boring lore things or whatever. We'll get to that once we unlock it later. I'll have to do a lot of backtracking to show some of the secret rooms. This door just brings you back to the employee storage area. I can walk down this hallway. Why is this hallway so damn long? This was, again, just dead space I needed to fill with something, so I just made it like a bunch of pipes and stuff. And then this brings us back to this room. And then we're gonna have to go back to the mansion area, so I'm gonna do that now, because that's the next place that we can progress. And then we'll go back. Once we get that badge down there, I'll show you some more things. Okay. I'm basically just doing this as like a I'm gonna have to like play the game normally first, and then I'll show all of like the secret stuff afterwards. Okay. Cool. These stairs are not safe at all. Um, and then this is the first appearance of the W initial. He's the second director of omegamart. I'll talk about him when he's more relevant later. Okay. This again, this is all my lore, my story. It has nothing to do with the actual art installation. I just used kind of like it as a canvas in a way. And then this is again between two other characters that are important. Uh, Howard and Elliot. Um, so basically, I'll explain that book. If you wanted to pause to read, go back 10 seconds or whatever. omegamart was built on top of Ionotech, which is the electronics facility I was talking about earlier. They were kind of rival companies, but then Howard and Elliot started to like each other because they were both rich and liked money. And so they agreed to help each other with a lot of different business things. And so the Ionotech facility basically powers the entire city, canonically. And omegamart is where they get all their produce. So basically, all of the money is going to one giant company. Yay, Monopoly! This room I'm very proud of. This giant sewer system. I love it down here. Sometimes I AFK down here when I'm like writing, because I just think it's like a nice little site. Also, this green stuff is just for a collectible. Dibby goo. That's a reference to a Jack Stauber song. But yeah, this is just a nice little area. We'll have to come back down here later for that room. And then we go this way, because this bridge was cut off into my favorite area. Actually, I lied. Why did I even come down here? This is back to the barnyard animatronics I was talking about with the chicken from earlier. Okay. So, hold on, I'll explain it in a second once you can actually see a visual. I'm a little scared I'm gonna get ambushed. There's more enemies down here now. So, this place... Oh. We're gonna... Okay, so this is the 5th key, now that we've unlocked that. The office access. Basically, that book was just explaining why this key was here. He's like, no, I left my key down here, now I have to go back. Oh, no. Okay. So this area is called Billy's Barnyard. This was inspired by a weird memory that I had when I was a kid of going to like this like farmhouse animatronic show or whatever. And I've asked my parents about it, and nobody remembers or like knows what I'm talking about. This is like a very personal thing to me. And so this area is inspired by that like weird childhood memory that might not be real. And so there's 4 animatronics. There's Billy. Oh God. There's Billy the cow, Molly the sheep, Truffles the pig, and Chestnut the chicken. I just wanted to make like kind of like cringy child mascots. Also, yes, that is a creaking. The way that these enemies work, they're like they just work like the creaking. I guess this would also be a good time to show off the jump scare thing. There's another lore book back here, though, that I'll show first. Welcome to Billy's Barnyard. Oh god. Okay, well, I kind of have no choice now. Yeah, okay, so, the bovine family. Sorry, I know there's a lot to talk about. The bovines are a family of farmers who are cows, on this server. They're, like, very popular, and, they own an area of land called the Bovine Farms, and that is where omegamart got a lot of their produce, to sell in the store. But then, W and his companion, they started artificially creating products to where they didn't need, the bovines anymore. They were literally just creating like fruit in a lab to sell. And so the bovines found out about it. They didn't like that because, you know, they can't sell their stuff anymore. And so they no longer collaborated with omegamart. And so that's why these animatronics are down here, is because they're not allowed to use them. Because Billy Bovine is like an identical she's basically an animatronic version of one of the real bovines. Um, and I think you might remember the bovine name if you watched my last video where I talked about them. I think. I'll have to get into that more later. It was the apartment building. Anyways, I'll show off my jump scare technology now. It's kind of silly. It's not really that scary. um, the way that I do that is I constantly teleport every mob. So like, if I want the sheep to act like a creaking, I just teleport the sheep to the creaking at all times, and then have the creaking become invisible. And so I think that book said something about like, oh, the animatronics are sparking to explain why the creaking eyes are still there, because they don't go away with invisibility. And then there's Billy. So Billy and Molly are stuck down here, Chestnut's in the vents, and Truffles, we'll get to him. Okay. Goodbye. We're leaving. But yeah, this whole area is just inspired by this like weird memory that I can't shake. This whole building is shaped exactly like how I picture it in my head. I don't know if it was like a dream that I had when I was a kid or something, but I love liminal spaces. That's probably, I think that's what I'm gonna name the video, is omegamart and my obsession with liminal spaces. Okay. And we're gonna go out this way, back into the sewer. Basically all you have to go in there is for this key. There's another book that explains the bovine lore, like how I just told it. I guess I'll have to go back for that too. I wonder how... I think I started recording like almost an hour ago. I think this video is gonna be really fucking long. Oops. There we go. Okay. We'll have to come back down there later, but for now, we have the office key. Now we're about to get to my favorite part of omegamart. Well, I've said that like 8 times now. Oops. I'm just really proud of this. I am. Wait. Yes, this way. Okay. Oh. I can show this. Chief of Staff. This is his office. Well, used to be. There's another collectible here. And then... for being the Chief of Staff, I sure don't... however much. Howard. Maybe one day I'll really be in charge. W. Ooh, ... I wonder what happened. I'll talk about that later. Okay. Well, we're getting to my favorite character. I'll say that. Okay. Now we get to go to the offices. You can technically access this area sooner with the security pass, but you can't get anywhere without the office pass. Ta-da! This is the omegamart robot secretary. Her name is Megan, or Omegan. It's like M3gan, like the killer robot from the movie M3gan. I think it's really funny. The name has nothing to do with each other. It's because, you know, Omega and then N. But yeah, I love her. She's really funny. She has dialogue for every single pass that you can use. So I'll show those at the end. So does Mr. Omega. Mr. Omega and Omegan have dialogue for every single button that you can collect. And I'll show those later. And now we're getting to... oh, wait, lore. W, he makes robots and stuff. That's his deal. He created Mr. Omega and Megan. And then this is just to explain why this gate is here. Mainly because, again, I got lazy and I didn't want to make it work. Okay. Firms and legal. And these are just a bunch of offices. These offices took like 3 days, I'm not joking, to decorate because I got lazy again. Okay, spoiler alert, this isn't really Howard writing this book, but there is a track underneath this carpet in the hallway for an animatronic to run around. I wonder what animatronic that could be. I'm just looking for lore books, so if you want to read those, you can, again, pause. There we go. Oh, these are some of my favorite books. Some of these are from Megan. Can you please tell Megan to stop sending us messages? And then, how did she know I'm afraid of salmon? Okay. Nothing in this office. I wonder when we're gonna see the guy. I'm a little scared. He's gonna pop out of nowhere. Here we go. It's a picture of a salmon. Imagine being scared of fish. It's another picture of a salmon. Ooh, so scary. This is Megan, by the way. Megan, by the way. And then the book. No, I broke the structure void. No, no, no. This is tragic. Wait, wait, wait. Please. No, 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 no. Damn it. We've been having issues with paintings on the server recently. Anyways. The book is called Megan. or by the way, salmon. Megan, by the way. These logs are technically collectible, but I don't know. They take up a lot of room. There's like a whole double chest full of them. Okay, another collectible. No more lore books. I'm scared he's camping the exit. Another bubble. Oh, I can hear it. This is a reason why there's no doors on any of the things. Because, again, I didn't want to have to push a button to get into every single one of these. Because I have to do 2 sets of chain command blocks to make every single door work. So, like, going... Oh, I forgot I was in creative. 1 for going in and 1 for going out. And so it's an incredibly tedious process that I really did not want to do for all of these office doors when I was already so tired of making the interiors. So, I just made no doors. Oh. I'm scared I'm gonna get jump scared. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Okay. So the way I achieved that effect is just a wither skeleton, so it can't go through the 2 high doors with an armor stand constantly facing where it's facing. And so it's basically just a robot that acts like a wither skeleton. And that thing at the bottom, like with the pedestal for the armor stand, that's what the magnetic track is for in the carpet. In the lore, there's not actually anything under the carpet. I'm very happy with Megan's sense of humor. I think it's funny. I wrote all of these and they still entertain me because I forget about them. Okay, I need it to move. Did I run for it? It's totally gonna get me. I'm running. No! That is so loud. No, it's gonna camp the door. Mr. Omega, go away. Thank you. I'm so glad I have Swift Sneak. I'm cheating. Where's it going? I'd prefer if it went down that hall. That'd be nice. So I can just run past it. Okay. Did I already show this book? I think I did. I did. I just want to move on. Oh my god. You know what? Fuck it. We're going. I don't have time to do a stealth minigame right now. Okay. I already showed the break room. Boardroom. Storage closet with another collectible. And then in here, I don't think there's any more lore books. Cool, we're moving on. Hate this area. Okay. Now we're in the offices section. Yay! I like this room a lot. I think it's fun. This is inspired by a real room from omegamart, kind of. I don't know, that one's more full of, like, fog machines. But I like the offices. The big, like, office area. Again, another bobble. I love this coffee machine as well. I'm really proud of how that looks. Okay, and then I love this exit sign. I made this years ago, but I'm so happy with how that looks. I think it's so cool. I use it for everything. I just copy and paste it. Okay. More lore books. Oh. So can we rename it to omegamart or something cooler? And then this is the second director, W. Forgot you're super boring and not fun. She's fun. I like Megan. Okay. Oh god. Now we have to go into my favorite room. Ooh, the purple door. Forgot about that one. This is the executive hallways. This is what I call it with the blue line. Everything's blue because it's for executives. But the only place that you can go now is the archives. This book says the archives is off limits because the archives has sensitive information. Also a pig. Press E to hide. We're pressing E to hide. To prevent some enemies from camping, because, you know, Minecraft AI is a little freakish, I have teleport blocks, so if they pass a certain threshold, it'll move them, so you're not, like, constantly getting jump scared. But yes, these work so well. I'm very happy with these. I don't even know what to say. I just am proud of how these work. You just hold forward to stop hiding. I think it's really fun. Okay. I think I'm cheating, but also I don't care. You've seen how the jump scare works. I don't need it. I don't need to show every single one. I'm gonna make a video in the distant future, omegamart all jump scares compilation. There's another lore book down there. Oh, it's the Opus Protocol. Okay, this is important for later. So this is for one of the endings. You have to find 5 of these books to get the code for the machine in the basement. We'll get to that. And then this is the 6th key. And also I'm promptly getting out of this room because there's a pig in here trying to kill me. It's a zombie. If you can hear it. Okay. Now I get to show some of the more fun rooms. Now we can basically go anywhere now that we have this key. This is the art director's room. His name is Sharvik Harker. That is like a big plot twist. I will never forget the first time my friend played omegamart, and they walked into this room, they pressed the button, and they read the sign. It was like the biggest gasp I've ever heard. Sharvik is a very important character. Now we're getting into all the juicy lore stuff. Cool. Sharvik is the person who painted all of these paintings. He's a painter. And Coralie is W's sister. And they ran this company together. And there's another collectible in here. Okay. Also, I missed something. I'm so sorry. I'll show the book later. I just am here, so it's convenient. There's a book in the office area that says, like, there's a secret door in the art department, but they covered up with paint because they were too lazy to fix it or whatever. And it was between the painting with the sunflower and the white painting. And so what you're supposed to get from that is that this wall color is the same as the code for, is like the same marker for the office door button. So if you press a button here, it leads you into a secret room. Ooh, this is the prototype Omega robot. This is the, like, animatronic workshop. There's another book in here for the Opus Protocol for the secret ending. And there's a lore book in here. Wow, okay. We're getting into it now. Coralie created the Omega AI, and W, the director, created the physical robots to put them in. And so Mr. Omega has like a hive mind. There's like 4 different robots for Mr. Omega, and the Omega AI is in all of them. And this is the scrapped one over here. Coralie really liked the barnyard animatronics too, and she was sad that they had to get rid of them. Coralie is a very important character. We'll talk about her more later. TM. I keep saying that. Okay. I think I've shown, off the top of my head, most rooms downstairs. Okay. Now we just get to go back upstairs for the fun stuff. Okay. Now we get to get into, like, the juicy lore rooms. Woohoo! Because now we can access the executive hallways. This just takes you back into the museum for, like, quick travel. We'll go back that way later. And then here's the book I was talking about. I've been down to the art department. They just painted over the wall. And then more collectibles. I don't think there's any more books up here. Again, pause to read, because I'm not reading them. I'll probably cringe too much if I try reading my own writing. It's a problem I have. Okay. Now I guess we need to go get the green permission. Hold on. Okay. Now we're going into firms and legal again. Let's hope they're... Oh, get away from me! We'll go the other way. Ugh. Okay. Watch him come all the way back around. Okay, this door, again, leads back out to the museum for convenience. This door connects these two hallways. Again, convenience. Also, if you need to get away from a certain killer robot. And then this door is the important room. Well, the important area. This is the server room. Very happy with this room. Totally stole these signs from one of my friends to copy and paste here. There's another lore book back here for the Opus thing. I don't remember the code, actually. More collectibles. Okay. In this room, there is the office door power, and you have to press this button, and you gotta run. Because you don't have the security permission to get in. This was my work around it. Welcome to the final boss, or whatever. This is like the... I don't know. I can't think of a good comparison. But anyways, W stands for Waco. Waco Mora. So the Mora family, very important family on this server. They're inspired by the fall of the House of Usher, the TV show. There's 6 of them, and they all die, probably. Waco is the oldest one, and Coralie is the second oldest one, and they ran omegamart together until Coralie didn't like that they were being immoral, and so we'll get to that. Now we have the final key. Ta-da! Okay. Oh, wow. Audio text transcription. This is them plotting to kill Howard. They used to work for him. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Blocked. They used to work for him, and then they plotted to take over. And then Coralie didn't want to do it, and then Waco threatened Sharvik, who is Coralie's husband, was Coralie's husband, and then, she went along with it. Okay. Sorry, now we're getting to all, like, the fun stuff for me, personally, because I know these characters very well. Oh, actually, I don't need to go back this way. Getting, like, to all sorts of notifications now all of a sudden. I don't know why. I'll check those later. It's probably not important at all. Okay, now that we have the office key as well, I can show this room. This looks out into the warehouse. This was inspired by a room from Security Breach. It's the one where you drop down on the floor and it's like, Gregory, you have to be sus or whatever, you have to go through the vent. That was a long time ago, that was in 2021. But yeah, that's what this room is for. And then more collectibles. And then another lore book. What does this one say? Frank! Oh my god, forgot about him. He's not important at all. Frank is a character from a different, like, game like this of mine. Frank doesn't matter. But it was just a callback to make my friends go, I love farming nostalgia points. Did that open the trap door? Hold on. I didn't... Wait. What did that just do? I thought that opened the floor. Oops. Okay. Now we go down and we get the first ending. Because you have to get the first ending in order to get all the other ones. There's 5. I think I already said that. Now we're going into the basement. Staff only. Ugh, wait, I forgot about the sewer. No. How do I get there again? I built this place. Oh, yeah. I'm so tired, too. I'm exhausted. Which is funny, because I'm filming this midday. Ow. Ow. Okay. Don't break my stuff. Now we're back in the sewer for all the fun lore stuff. Woohoo. That I'm completely skipping over because I don't have the patience to read it. Sorry. You can hear, Billy. Okay. This is the room where they killed Howard. They threw him down a, sewer thing. This is Coralie talking to Howard. Can you meet me down in the basement? I don't know what you need me for. Oh, sure, totally, haha. Wouldn't it be so funny though if you came down anyways? Okay. And then they killed him. And then, so, okay. They made, Mr. Omega, the robot, the Omega AI, basically as, like, his replacement, so people wouldn't think that he was, you know, dead. I've used a lot of these keys, damn. Okay. This is, not really a secret room, it's just for convenience if you're down here. Oh, this is older. Bessie Bovine is the bovine that took away the produce. He feels betrayed because Coralie and Waco were like, this is a good idea. You should totally let us make artificial fruit and vegetables. Isn't that so awesome? And then he was like, yeah, sure. Okay. I don't remember. Oh. Oh. All of the ones that say director, most of them are Waco. I don't think any of them are Howard. You're so the bait and switch when you're going through this like normally and you're actually playing the game normally without a bitch talking in your ear, is you're supposed to be like, oh wow, it's probably Howard. But no, it's not. Okay. Now we're getting to the basement. Woohoo! This is the ending. This is the scary part. I'm so scared. This video is probably gonna be so fucking long. I promise it's not an infinite staircase. Okay, maybe I lied. Damn. Alright. No going back. Totally not ominous at all. This is my only gripe with omegamart. This is meant to be a VHS, like, tape player. It does not look like that. Oh, it does say tape player. Yeah. You found yourself somewhere you should not be. Oh, God, it's probably gonna slow. Your curiosity will now be the end of you. I think that's another FNAF reference. Waco, oh my god. Plot twist. Told you there's an intruder here to kill her. This is my favorite part. I keep fucking saying that. Shut the fuck up. Oh, okay. This next area is inspired by Severance in a way. Kind of. The paper slicer is a Severance reference for sure. When, like, Helly threatens to, like, cut her hand off or whatever. Basically, Coralie felt guilty about all of this shit that she did in omegamart that was, like, awful. She hurt, like, a bunch of people, indirectly, but still, you know, hurt people. And so she wanted nothing to do with this. And so Waco said, absolutely not, and locked her in the basement. Oh my god. I don't think she can come in here. Yep, okay. Like I said, thresholds. This is a bathroom. Okay, basically, now that we're talking about it, so the Opus codes that you've been seeing this whole time, that I've kind of opened accidentally, the Opus is a machine that can selectively erase people's memories. When Coralie was like, I don't want to work here anymore, she erased all of her memories of omegamart. And so Waco needs the Opus because Corley's the only person that knows how to use it in the first place. And so basically, he built this fake mansion in the basement to try and get her brain to try and stimulate her brain basically into regaining her memories. So there's a bedroom here for all 6 of their siblings. Oh yeah, this is the little office area. This is definitely, I think I built this based on the Severance office. Green carpet and everything. There's a little kitchen area. This is basically just inspired by the real mansion, if you watched the last video. It's identical, because canonically that is their house. And then, fake outside. This is, okay, youngest member of the Mora family. Her name is Ethel. She summons demons as a hobby. So this is her room. Second youngest. E is still a secret for now. Here's another Opus code, yeah. But his color is yellow. His name is still a secret. And then out here, you can break the window. This one's basically Waco just stop breaking the windows. It's embarrassing. And then that's also very Severance core. This is the third youngest. Her name is Maxine. She's a movie star. Inspired by Maxine from Maxine. That's what she's named after. And also, she's a killer. Oh, spoilers. No. Shucks. Oops. Okay. Another elevator, but you need a... But it's broken. Oh no. Oh god. I ran straight into her. Oopsie. Alright. I think I'm gonna do the first ending, and then I'll stop recording, and then I'll do another video for the other endings. If you're curious. Because I might need to take a little break, because it's already been, I think, an hour and a half or something. Something stupid. Oh god. Get away from me. I might just go into spectator mode. I think it's only been an hour, but still, it feels... Oh god. Courtly is really sweet, too. She's, a really nice person. Once she erases her memory. Basically, she has no recollection of what omegamart is at all. So basically, from her point of view, now, she was born in this basement as a 40-year-old woman or whatever and locked up, and her supposed older brother is threatening her for information that she does not know. I love Coralie. She's one of my favorite characters because it's the dilemma of, yes, she was a terrible person, but now she doesn't remember being a terrible person, so is she still terrible? Get away from me! She hit me, but she didn't kill me. Okay, we're leaving. How do I show everything that I need to show without dying on accident? Oh my god. Okay, this is Coralie's room. There's nothing in here. I know you know how to fix it. Remember, I know you're in there somewhere. Your family loves you. The Opus. Waco's a little crazy. Yeah. Anyways. Run. Oh, Coralie is the fifth youngest. Coralie is the second oldest. I don't know when you stop saying oldest and when you start saying youngest or whatever. Anyways. So, okay, in order from youngest to oldest, it goes Ethel, secret child, Maxine. This is the fourth child, Donner. He is the one that no one likes. So his room is stuffed in a wall. Well, at least Waco specifically doesn't like him. And then after Donner is Coralie, and then after Coralie it's Waco. And then this is Waco's fake bedroom, which he also uses as a real bedroom, because he doesn't leave omegamart pretty much at all. A fun detail is that the clocks in Waco's room and Coralie's room I think, well, I don't know if they are, but they're supposed to be reversed because Waco has the real time while Coralie has a fake time. Um, Coralie's not allowed to know his schedule. He basically just makes her life very unpredictable, so she can't try and, like, fight back. Okay, now we are going into Waco's secret camera. That's embarrassing. Normally there's paintings on these walls, but we had a glitch in this Minecraft world where all our paintings disappeared. So there's supposed to be a bunch of paintings here to look like cameras, but they're not here. Oopsie. And then here's another lore book. Yeah, I built a replica of our home. Hopefully the atmosphere will make her remember. And then R and C are their parents. I won't give away their names yet. And then this is the elevator. A fun detail is that this is, if you go into spectator mode and you go up, this is directly under the, these same elevators. So it would, like, theoretically work in an elevator shaft. I thought that was really cool. I didn't need to do that, obviously, but I did it anyways. So this one says, nothing happened, nothing happened, nothing happened, and then here is ending number 1. That's Waco. Yay! That one is my favorite ending, personally. I think it's really cool. I love the cutscenes. It's inspired by Help Wanted, right? FVR, Help Wanted. That's what it's called. Yes. Inspired by that ending where you're, like, on the stage and Glitch Trap is, like, dancing in the background. Um, I like Waco a lot as a character. He's kind of scary. I also am just scared of billionaires in general. So yeah, anyways, that was the first ending. There's so many more secrets. A lot of still secret rooms that I haven't showed. There's like 3 on the top floor that I know of, and then there's a bunch in the basement. I tried to show as much as I could, but videos take forever to upload for some reason, and if I go even longer, then it'll take, like, even longer. So if you watched this far, thank you for watching. I will do another video either later tonight or tomorrow or sometime soon, showing the other 4 endings, and all the other secrets if you're interested. So yes, but if you made it to the end of this video, you legally have to watch the next one, because then I'll be sad. Because then it'll be like, part 1 has like 11 views, and part 2 has 10 views. I'll think, did one person think this was so stupid that they didn't want to see the next part? It'll make me sad. So anyways, thank you for watching, and yeah, I'll try and do the next thing soon. I just need a break, because I've been going for a while. It's hard to talk for this long, as evidenced by my last video where I was out of breath the whole time. I felt like Janine from Avon Elementary. Anyways, thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.